Hello, boys and girls. So today I'm going to be reading this book to you. And you might think we already read that book. And I have already read this book to you. But we're going to read it again. But this time we're going to be looking for something different than we were looking the first time. Okay, very soon we're going to be taking a writing test. And in our writing test, we're going to be writing about facts. Facts, we know, or details, are important parts of our story. We've practiced a lot on writing about details. So our writing that we're going to be practicing is on facts, things that are true. So we're going to be looking at the ladybug, and we're going to be writing about things that are true about the ladybug. Okay? So as I'm reading, I want you to look for 3 facts, 3 details that tell us something interesting about the ladybug. So you're going to need 3. Okay? So as I'm going through it, I want you to think, ooh, that's something I might want to write about. That sounds like something interesting about the ladybug that I could put in my writing. Okay? So pay close attention because you're going to have to pick 3 facts to write about. So our book says crawl and fly, ladybugs. And we know that these are facts, these are true things about the ladybug, because this looks more like a realistic picture, right? More than an illustration, it looks like a realistic picture. So we're going to be getting real information about the ladybug. It's not make-believe, it's real information about the ladybug. And this book was written by Mae Nelson. Mae Nelson. So let's get started. Crawl and fly. Ladybugs. And we have a table of contents here. We've talked about these. This table of contents tells me on which page I could find certain information. So if I want to investigate how ladybugs grow, I would go to page 4. If I want to think about how ladybugs grow, I go to page 6. Is that a ladybug? I go to page 8. A ladybug life cycle, I go to page 22. Connect with ladybugs, I go to page 24, so on and so forth. But we're going to go through the whole book. So let's start on page 4. It says, investigate how ladybugs grow. Ladybugs are insects. They hatch from eggs. A baby ladybug does not look like an adult ladybug. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Some facts here are that ladybugs are insects. They hatch from eggs. A baby ladybug does not look like an adult ladybug. So is that something you would want to include in your writing? And then we have a picture. This looks like a drawing of a ladybug, an illustration. But it has some labels. Remember we talked about these? This points out that this is the leg, this is the wing, this is the wing case. And then over here we have a picture of ladybug eggs. This is our caption. It tells us what the picture is about. Think about how ladybugs grow. A baby ladybug is called a larva. It has 6 legs, but it has no wings. When does a ladybug grow wings? That is an interesting fact as well. Baby ladybugs are called larvae, and they have 6 wings, they have 6 legs but no wings when they're babies. Flow chart from egg to adult. So this is an egg, which then turns into larva, which then turns into a pupa, which then turns into a ladybug, an adult ladybug. How interesting. It goes through a lot of phases, just like you and I when we grow up. Is that a ladybug? Look at the little bug. Is that a ladybug? The ladybug can fly. She flies in the garden. Ooh, Ooh, that's another fact. We know that a ladybug can fly. The ladybug flies to find food. She likes to eat aphids. What is an aphid? An aphid is a garden pest. So these are examples of aphids. This says aphid. So that's another thing we could write about. Another fact. What do ladybugs eat? Ladybugs eat aphids. The ladybug stops on a leaf. She lays lots of eggs. But look what hatches out. Is that a ladybug? Each of these little bugs is called a larva. Ooh, so ladybugs lay eggs. That's another fact. And when they hatch, they're called larvae. So this is larva. These are the eggs. Ooh, and then this is called larva. Lay your eggs, ladybug. Now fly away, ladybug. This larva is hungry. It likes to eat aphids. It crawls, it eats, and grows. But is that a ladybug? So here's the larva, and it's going to eat the aphid. And this is their actual size. Ooh, look at that little aphid. Now the larva stops on a leaf. It changes. It is now a pupa. But is that a ladybug? So, before it's a ladybug, it's first a larva, and then the larva turns into a pupa. The pupa has a case. The case opens. A yellow bug crawls out. Yellow bug. Pupa case. I know you can't see the pupa very well, but this is the pupa case. And once it comes out of the pupa, it's a yellow bug. But is that a ladybug? The bug turns red. It gets spots. It is a ladybug. Boys and girls, so is a ladybug born red and with spots? That's another fact that you can talk about. Is a ladybug born with red and with spots? No, it has to go through a whole process before it turns red and it gets its spots. It was a ladybug all along. A ladybug life cycle. When does a ladybug get its spots? So we just talked about that. It's not born with its spots. So let's see what the steps are to get to become a ladybug. And these could be some interesting facts too. 1, the ladybug hatches an egg. 2, in about 5 days, a larva hatches from the egg. So from an egg, it turns into a larva. In about 2 weeks, the larva turns into a pupa. So it goes from egg to larva to pupa. In 5 to 7 days, an adult ladybug comes out of the pupa. So once it comes out of the pupa, then it's a ladybug, but then it still takes some time for it to get its spots and turn red. So it has to go through all of these steps before it could become an adult ladybug. Those are some interesting facts you can talk about too. Okay, so now you're going to pick 3 things to say about the ladybug in your writing. 3 facts that you learned, or maybe you already knew, but you think are very interesting about the ladybug in your writing. So I'm going to model for you. You're going to get your paper. Of course, we always write our name first. name. Okay. And we're going to write 1, skip a line, 2, skip a line, 3. And you're going to write 3 facts about the ladybug. I'm going to give you an example. This will be my fact, so you can't use my fact. For example, I think it's very interesting that ladybugs like to eat aphids. So I will write this fact. It's something I learned in the book. So it's a fact that I have to get from what I read. I read that ladybugs like to eat aphids. So I'm going to write ladybugs, ladybugs, and that should be together actually. Ladybugs eat aphids. I think that's an interesting fact. I learned from the book I read that ladybugs like to eat aphids. And because this is a sentence, it needs to start with a capital letter and it will end with my period. Okay, so then we're going to find 2 more facts about what is interesting about the ladybug. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to you. You can re-watch the video, so rewind it. And when you find a fact, when I read a fact that you like, you can pause the video. Okay, so re-watch the video as I read it. And if you hear a fact that you like, pause the video and then write your fact. Okay, you're going to turn in a picture of this to Canvas.